The good news continues to roll in for your Denver Broncos as more of the NFL schedule is leaked, and it is great news for the Denver Broncos and really bad news for two of our division opponents. We have more evidence just about how much Shawn Pittman has changed the culture of this Broncos locker room that is coming out of yesterday's minicamp. We've got so much to dive in, and if you're new to the channel and you love the Broncos, it helps me in the YouTube algorithm out a ton if you would like and subscribe. So let's dive in. The big thing is schedule release and leaks of that. So the week one opens up with your pretty much your least favorite teams in the league, in the Chargers and the Chiefs, are going to have to do a massive plane flight all the way to Sao Paulo, Brazil, to play each other head-to-head. I think this is awesome news. There was talks that might the Broncos have to open up the year in Brazil. I don't love the fact that you're doing a 14, 15-hour plane flight. For the Chiefs, they're jumping over 4 time zones on a Friday night, and then they have to play just the next Sunday. You remember last year, the Eagles and the Packers opened up. Week number 2, when they played their next opponents, you had the Philadelphia Eagles lose to a much inferior Atlanta Falcons team, and then you see the Packers barely squeak one out against a atrocious Colts team at the time. So coming back to America after that and playing just a normal week 2 after doing a 5, 6, 7 time zone difference and a 15-hour flight, that is not an easy feat. I love the fact that the Broncos avoided playing that and love the fact that this makes their week 2 opponent very, very difficult. And I just love the fact that in the NFL standings, if the Broncos take care of business in week 1 already, there's not going to be a tie for that top spot if all of us go 1-1 or all of us go 1-0, because one of these teams is walking out of there a loser, and that's fantastic news for us. Also, getting more news just about how much the Colts were dodging us to try to play us. We know Shawn Pittman was lobbying the league that he really wanted to go to Berlin, and now we're hearing what actually happened is that the Colts said, no, we know Denver is actually a good team, and we'd rather have to play them at home, and so they dodged us, and that's fine, Colts. Like, we know what happens. Colts grow up to be actual Broncos someday, and you're not at our level, but that's fine. Dodge us all you want. We'll take it as a true sign of respect. So then we also heard more news that the Broncos aren't just going to have that one opportunity in week 6, because it looks like the Broncos are going to be playing in week 6 against the New York Jets, which I think is a great matchup for us with a brand new coach. We already handled business against them last year, really early on in Bo Nix this season, and he just progressed massively since then. And MetLife is a hard place to play, and flying to New York is no cakewalk of a flight either. And so I like the fact that we are taking away home field advantage for a place that is an actual difficult place to play if they're playing well. So we're going to have that opportunity. We know Shawn Pittman likes that team chemistry and the chance to bond. We're going to have that week 6, but it also seems like we might be doing what we did again last year, where we have a holdover and have like that college road trip type of field trip together. So I think this Denver Broncos team is going to be tighter knit than any other team, and we're already seeing signs of that happening even at minicamp, which we're going to get to in a second. But this is just looking absolutely perfect that we have a chance to do an international game and the closeness of that, and then in addition to that, at some point in the season, we're going to have back-to-back games on the East Coast, which is going to limit how often we are flying across the country, which is great, and that chance of bonding. So we're going to play at the Philadelphia Eagles and at the Washington Commanders. Without a doubt, that's going to be the toughest stretch of our season, and we can't wait to see when those games actually are pegged in the season, but that's going to be a real litmus test for what this Broncos has. Remember, last year, no one gave us a chance to go into Tampa Bay and into New York and come out with a win in either of those games. We were multi-touchdown underdogs in both those games, and we actually won them both with Bo Nix playing his 3rd ever NFL game and 4th, and that was the sign of like, oh, things are different. I think the same thing here. We'll be underdogs in those games, and watch out. So that's great. In addition to that, let's talk a little bit more about NFL minicamp and what we saw out of the Broncos yesterday. We talked a lot about RJ Harvey, a lot about Pat Bryant and RJBarrett, but we didn't talk a lot about Quay Robinson, and the more I dig into who he is as a player, the more excited I am. We know that a lot of folks said he's going to be the sleeper of the draft, that he had almost 400 snaps of football in Alabama with some incredible talent around him, several first-round picks that he was playing on that defensive line right behind. And so you heard Shawn Pittman just gush love for him and thinking of the depth that our outside edge rushers are going to have. And just hearing him yesterday, he was asked, what do you want the Broncos fan base to know about you? And he said, I'm willing to be the guy to do anything to make sure that we win the game. And I just think back to Von Miller giving all the credit for his success to a guy like Derrick Wolf, who took all the double teams so that he could be single teamed. And Derrick Wolf was the kind of guy who said, I'll do anything for this team. I don't care if I'm not the sack leader on this team. I'll do whatever it takes to win. And you're just hearing that from a rookie who a lot of people are pegging to be the steal of this draft, and a guy that never should have fallen to us, I think is a really, really good thing. Getting even more great news here, just as we hear about RJ Harvey and how much of the playbook he already has access to and how high of hope Shawn Pittman has for him. I love that Troy Rank pointed out just the size of his quads and that he truly looks like he has the legs of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So somebody think of a cool nickname for him, like he's our mutant ninja running back or something. But he isn't a small guy, and Shawn Pittman made a point of saying, I hate people saying that he's a small running back. He's a short running back, but there's nothing small about this guy, and we're seeing it. And then when I mentioned earlier that the Broncos are all about being that tight-knit college-type feel, you saw that all echoed out of rookie minicamp already, hearing RJBarrett say, I found a bunch of my former Texas brothers in this locker room, and I already feel that college-like atmosphere here. And then yesterday, RJ Harvey was being interviewed, and he was in the midst of interviews. His answers were pretty short. He just didn't seem like wildly polished and a little nervous. And obviously, you got 20 reporters around you putting microphones in your face, and you're a 20-year-old guy. Like, that's going to make you nervous. And it was awesome to me that RJBarrett kind of broke the ice there. That as RJ Harvey was being interviewed, RJBarrett interrupts and says, yeah, and pretends to be the reporter himself and said, why'd you have to juke Jade like that in practice with that move? Why did you do that? And it kind of just broke the ice and just showed that this locker room already is having just this amazing, like, kinship, really. And it's awesome to see, like, that was the first time you see him smile and start to laugh and just say, I had to set the tone and get one early on you. And so awesome to see that, man, this feels already like a college type atmosphere. In addition to that, Shawn Pittman talked about, and RJ Harvey talked about, how they've already sat down this year and looked up film of Darren Sproles and Alvin Kamara. So Shawn Pittman, that is truly the bar, and that is the plan for him, that he is not a depth guy. He's not a change of pace back. He's having him look at Darren Sproles and look at Alvin Kamara. And I'm telling you guys, with Bo Nix, he has a skill set that Drew Brees didn't even have. Like, his mobility, Shawn Pittman even said last year, I was shocked by it. And so I think things are looking absolutely phenomenal for us. Last piece of great news out of rookie minicamp, and something I did not know going into this draft. RJBarrett, before the draft happened, had circled a couple teams that he wanted to go to. One of those teams was your Denver Broncos, and he made that known, and several other corroborating people. It'd be easy in hindsight to be like, yeah, I really wanted to go to the Jaguars, when you really didn't. RJBarrett, it's been confirmed, he really did want to come to Denver, and they asked him, why do you want to come to Denver? Like, why was that your place to go? And he just said, Bo Nix. Like, he's a competitor, he is built different, and he's wildly skilled. So now you see Evan Engram say that's why he wanted to come here. Cooper Kupp wanted to come here. Debo Samuel said he wanted to come here. What Bo Nix has made this place, we are now a talent magnet, and I think that's something to be really, really excited about. Last thing, it is Mother's Day, and Broncos put out a really cool thing thanking all the mothers. I want to wish a very, very happy Mother's Day to my mother, the first person to ever take me to a Broncos game. So happy birthday, Mom. You're one of my biggest fans, my biggest fan. You watch every video, and I absolutely love you. And then a massive happy Mother's Day to my beautiful bride, Sarah. Could not do anything that I do without you. You keep our family together, and I'm so thankful to have you. And just a quick update on Sarah. As some of you know, about 6 weeks ago, we figured out she had a tumor in her colon. It was removed the day before the NFL draft, and she recovered from that surgery, and they sent the tumor on to pathology, and the pathology report didn't come back how we were hoping it would come back. She has stage 3 colon cancer, and so we're currently weighing some options of chemotherapy and a clinical trial and stuff like that. But I just want to thank all of you, because not a day goes by that one of you doesn't comment something in my video about praying for Sarah and praying for me. And truly, we feel it, and we trust God through this, that it's definitely not what we want, but we know that He's good, and He'll carry us through this. And Sarah's verse that she is really relying on, and our family's verse, is really in Isaiah 43. And it just says, we don't have anything to fear, because we know that God is in control, and He's called us by name, and we'll go through deep, deep waters with Him. So thank you guys for watching. We've got so much to believe in the Denver Broncos, and happy, happy Mother's Day. I got to shoot until I miss because we got Nuggets game tonight. Oh, man. I got to just take care of it.